This time of year, we are used to hearing the cries of children saying, trick or treat. And we know what the treat is. The treat is candy. The treat is being able to see our neighbors and to see our children dressed up in guises that, we don't usually do day in and day out. The trick side of it hopefully has gone by the wayside. I remember my father telling me stories of things that they used to do to their neighbors that didn't give them a treat. I know that that was never something that my friends and I did. I know that there were always stories of smashed pumpkins, or um, there were questions about candy, all of that sort of thing. But it's an interesting idea that we've come up with this alliteration, trick or treat, um, when so much negativity, so much um, nastiness gets covered in that realm of trick. Now, as Jews, it's an interesting question whether we participate in Halloween at all. The origins of Halloween are from the Celts, apparently. I looked this up. It had to do with a harvest holiday and appeasing ancestors in order to make sure that there was a good harvest. It evolved into a Christian martyr holiday, right? Whether that's All Hallows Eve or All Saints Day, all of that sort of thing. Of course, we know about the Day of the Dead. And for Jews, our tradition tells us that we don't participate in pagan or Christian rituals, right? That's not what we do as Jews. And that said, if it is a secular Jewish holiday, then it is something that we may participate in. And Halloween, for many of us, has been thought of as a secular um, American holiday, which I think begs the question of us in particular in contemporary times. How does being American impact our Jewish identity and vice versa? And especially because 3 years ago on October 27th, the Tree of Life synagogue attack happened, was perpetrated. I think it asks us, especially at this time of year and especially at this secular holiday, to think about what is our place in American society and what is American society's place within our lives. Um, do we celebrate pranks? Are pranks innocent? Can they be? Who ends up being affected by them? And even if it's not our community, are there other people in communities who are affected? And this is not to put a damper on your festivities. Should you choose to dress up? Should you choose to hand out candy? Should you choose to walk around your neighborhood or someone else's neighborhood with your children? But I think it is to plant the seed of so much of what we know as our identity is being American and is also being Jewish. And the question of how those two things fit together, I think now more than ever is at the forefront of our consciousness. And I think that it has to be. And so I wish you a time full of treat, a time full of goodness, and that we really fully consider what tricks there are and how we make sure that we can play, I don't know, innocently with each other in a way that is not harmful to one another and that is not harmful to us, in a way that makes sure that our identities are secure, but also that we're respecting the identities of those around us. So I wish for you the most joyous of weekends in whichever way you choose to observe your Shabbat and this Halloween.